We just saw a clip of Deal or No Deal Island, which premieres next Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Howie Mandel's an executive producer. You are hosting, sir. It's available the next day on Peacock, which means it's available right here on the Roku portal. It is great to see you, man.
Nice to be in the family.
It's, you know what? It's in the Roku family. Yeah, I mean, it's just wild to see. Are there skills challenges as well? So is it kind of like a mixture between Deal or No Deal and Survivor in a way here? What do we got?
And yes,
Okay.
and our entire crew was up from Australia, who was the crew for Survivor.
Okay.
And the show is run by a guy named Matt Kunitz, who created Fear Factor.
Okay.
So there's a fear factor element. Then, of course, you have the Deal or No Deal element, because they go and compete for those cases. So they're working cooperatively to bring back the highest value cases. Whatever they find then goes up on the board at the Jungle Temple that night in a game of Deal or No Deal.
So the clip showed a helicopter where the banker's assistant is dropping suitcases with amounts that are on the suitcase into the jungle.
Yes.
People then must now find these cases.
Yeah, what you see right after that clip is I yell at them, go get those cases, and they run and find out that there is a football field-sized mud pit that they have to then dive into to get those cases. And then amongst the mud in that particular challenge, there are 2 unmarked red cases. One has the lowest value in the competition, which would put you up for elimination potentially.
Yes.
And one is a steal. So you can steal the highest value from someone else, but you won't know until you open those red cases.
Okay. Now, I had flashbacks watching this video to my one failed opportunity being a reality television show host.
I thought you were going to say a flashback to your bar mitzvah.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
There was no jungle involved with that.
No mud pit.
And unless the cases were filled with checks in multiples of high, $18 a piece. It's no, that's different. So I did a show called The Great Escape that required an open to the show that used a helicopter to come from very far away to shoot my delivery on camera.
Okay.
And if I blew it, the helicopter would have to turn around and the entire crew would have to reposition their cameras once again. It was a reset that cost time and definitely money.
Sounds like Apocalypse Now.
Dude, I kid you not. In my career, I pride myself on not getting nervous, but I just, as that helicopter was coming, I knew I had to nail this thing. Did you?
I've seen you on stage. You played the narrator in Major League.
That was truly
you staged reading of Major League.
Still with Brian Wilson, the closer, as Wild Thing. But there I am trying to look mysterious in the great. That's in Alcatraz. Right there.
Okay.
So did you have those moments shooting these, where you got to be mysterious in front of these people and they're shooting, the helicopters are shooting you all over the place?
Sure, but I mean, I'm a theater actor, so I like the tightrope. No net. Come on, let's go. I like it when the adrenaline gets pumping. But really and truly, you can't help but get into it because it is a competition series. Yes. And, you ride these ups and downs with the contestants. There are times when, I guess you see a lot of hosts that are very stoic.
Yes.
Or very kind of neutral.
Yeah.
I was given the latitude and the agency to kind of do what I wanted as a host.
Okay.
I'm out there high-fiving, fist pumping, and then I'm also having my heart broken at the disappointments that happen. So,
okay.
I kind of have free reign to ride that the way that you would a color analyst, I guess.
Okay, that's cool. Deal or No Deal Island, again, premieres next Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC and available on Peacock the next day right here on Roku. And there's a shot of you in the forest holding a suitcase. There's another one that I saw moments ago. Can you put up the one where he's looking all kick-ass and cool, sitting at the table? If you don't mind doing, there it is. Couldn't help but notice.
Great. That's a G shot. Right
those
there.
are some loafers. Those are not any sort of dunks or any sort of Jordans.
Well, I am over 40, so I'm not supposed to wear Air Jordans.
That's what I was wondering if that's what it was. All right, let's jump into it because I know you've been champing at the bit a little bit here. For those who may not be understanding what Joe is referring to, this is from our Super Bowl Friday in Las Vegas. I don't know. Did you bring this up, TJ, or did he just bring it up?
He brought it up because Sean Payton was wearing 11s.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton was on just before
Right
Sebastian
before
Maniscalco.
And Sean Payton's 60 years old.
This is what he had to say. Hit it.
What age is too old to be wearing Jordans? This is the reason I ask.
Sebastian Maniscalco is here, everybody.
No, I have. Well, you have Jordans on?
Do you have Jordans on?
Does everybody have Jordans on?
No.
Okay.
I'm Hoka's because I'm old. I got Hoka's. I'm old.
Well, you got Hoka. Yeah, you got the senior citizen Jordan.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hoka's and ons. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
65 and over.
Just slip your feet into them.
I'm not saying you're 65. I'm just saying maybe you're a little early on it. But I have a pair of Jordans.
Yes.
And I don't know if I could pull them off just because of the age. You know? But we saw it. Put it back on.
We're good. So what are you? They look good.
No, these aren't Jordan. These are just normal sneakers.
Okay.
I'm just saying the Jordan shoe in general.
Yeah.
I'm 50.
What do you think is the cutoff? What would you do?
I'm gonna say after 40.
That's it.
I think we retire the Jordan.
Sean Payton is 60.
He's 60.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he looked bad in them.
Right.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying age appropriate.
All right, the floor is yours, Joe. You texted me like right away.
Yeah.
As soon as you saw that. I'm assuming on Instagram because that thing it went wildfire over the last 5 days.
I know. I was getting hit up because I actually just did a segment where I showed off my shoe closet.
Yep.
And so people were actually hitting me up.
Okay.
Kind of like for my rebuttal.
And
I figured, that's why I wrote to you. I was like, hey, man, I'm coming in on Monday. I'm bringing the heat. Let's go. Call your boy Sebastian.
So what are you rocking today? Are you?
Well, today I brought out the one of ones. Okay, these are by anybody who watches the NFL. They know that they now get to have painted cleats. Hand painted cleats. A lot of those are done by, or the really popular ones are done by Mosh. M-A-C-H-E, who is a custom shoemaker, and he made these for me in 2014. These are the Guns N' Roses Air Jordan 1 Use Your Illusions, this is Use Your Illusion 1 and Use Your Illusion 2 to commemorate the double album that was released on the same day in 1991. So these are also hand painted. You can see that the album art is on there. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I want to bring the fire today.
And so what's the retort?
I would have put Sebastian. You know what? Actually, moving aside from Jordans, I was just looking at him and I was thinking those new Fear of God Adidas. I think Sebastian would look good in a pair of those.
Okay.
Sebastian, if you're out there, I'll send you a pair, man. I think you'd look good in those.
I can find out what his shoe size is. Hold on a second.
We should be. This is the time to FaceTime Sebastian.
This is a good time. I have a movie coming out this year with Vince Vaughn, Susan Sarandon, Lorraine Bracco, Talia Shire, Drea De Matteo, Brenda Vaccaro, Linda Cardellini, a lot of people with vowels at the end of their names called Nonas, which is about being Italian.
Yeah.
So this could be the start of some beef. Right? This is it. This is like Biggie and Tupac now. It's me and Sebastian.
Talia Shire is a serious,
Talia Shire. You should hear some of her stories. Lorraine Bracco's stories about Scorsese on the set of Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Gandolfini on the set of Sopranos. Talia's stories about Rocky, about The Godfather. It was incredible. It was such a great experience. Brenda was telling us about, being on the pole in Midnight Cowboy.
Wow.
All right. Do tell.
That's better for her to say,
Okay,
I guess. But yeah.
All right. And so is she wearing Jordans?
She would wear Jordan. I'm sure Lorraine would wear Jordan. Listen, that's the other thing too. In that movie, I'm wearing some Jordans. I got a tracksuit on. I'm talking with my hands. There's kind of a bit of, I think, being Italian that lends itself to Jordans and tracksuits.
But you also don't look old.
I don't look old. Oh,
Joe.
Thanks, Rich.
Come on,
it's all the preservatives.
Come on, dude, preservatives. You don't. I think his point is. But Bob Kraft always wears some rockin'.
Bob Kraft has custom Air Force
shoes.
Ones all the time. Yep.
I think Uncle Jerry's got some.
Sean
Jordans
Payton was 60 and he was rocking some gold 11s. They were sick. I don't think it looked bad at all.
Sean Payton works in athletics. There's another side of that too. If you're an athlete, you work in athletics.
And then Kenny Chesney came out. He was the next guest.
Yeah.
He had a pair of 4s on.
There it is. I like 4s.
I love fours.
Did you go? Obviously, you got the breads over the weekend, Joe. I'm sure.
I struck out.
Probably got them sent to
How
you.
many shoes do you own?
How many?
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. I mean, you used to come over for
That's
Game
code
of
for a
Thrones
lot.
night,
Yes,
right? And
many
you met
times.
my friend Jay Gordon at Bodega.
And he's
Yeah.
he
been here.
He was
Jay's come in
Jay's
here.
been here, and he was kind enough to host me for once, and hopefully,
Again,
future times. Sure.
Jay would show up to a Game of Thrones party on Sunday with a gift he'd say, "Oh, hey, I had these laying around in 14," and they would be like the Travis Scott Cactus Jack ones, and I'm like, these are worth thousands of dollars. Thank you. I just put them right over here. I mean, there was a time when I went to go pick up my Off-White Jordan 1 Chicago's, and I couldn't get downtown for like a few months. By the time I went to pick them up, they were like $5,000 online,
Okay.
and I'm paying retail.
So
So that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is get a friend of yours who knows your shoe size, who will hide them from all the professional athletes so you can go and buy them at retail.
Well, I've got a nephew that is very, very resourceful. So, bottom line, though, is you didn't answer my question.
How many?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Give or take.
And I rotate them, and I give them away sometimes.
All right.
Because I have my brother is my size, my trainer, Ron, he's my size.
Why are you not answering
Sometimes
the
I'll
question?
have him over. I'm thinking, I'm doing the
And
calculation
here's
in
the
my
thing,
head.
too,
I don't
Joe.
know.
While you think, I will
100?
give you a lot of credit because a lot of people, I do this too sometimes. You buy them because they're exclusive. You happen to win a lottery or what have you, and you just sit on them. They're just sitting in your closet. You get these super exclusive, super amazing shoes, and you wear them.
Wear them. What
I
are
give you a
doing?
lot of credit for that.
Yeah, no, I wear them. Take them out of the package, wear them, enjoy them. I wear them to the gym. But,
That's
but
insane.
Gold's Gym in Venice is like sneakerhead paradise. Like you have, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that people are lifting in.
Okay, so
I wouldn't lift in these.
when
but,
you
but I
put
would.
all the numbers together,
yeah,
how many shoes do you
I
have?
mean, I don't know. I guess around 100 maybe. Maybe there's 100 there in there now. Maybe.
That's more, don't you think? There's got to be more than
Well, I think
100.
that's
I don't
less.
know.
would've said
I tried-
I don't want to
500.
say false. You're telling
So-
falsehoods,
Yeah,
but
500.
I mean, it's not like DJ Khaled or something like that. You know what I mean?
How many? I mean, if you
PJ Tucker.
if you
Yeah,
put
it's not
together,
PJ Tucker.
So five 20-sided die worth. So it is. So it is.
We'll roll. Yeah, we'd have to roll. I'd have to watch you roll these dice and then count the numbers, Rich, and then add your charisma bonus.
Charisma bonus.
Well, I mean that's incalculable.
I'd put you on a +5,
There's no okay.
which is a 20, which is a max without a magical item.
Thank you for translating for me. I really
So we're
appreciate
speaking
that.
nerd here.
Okay.
for a second.
And you all said a problem with our supposition that you're not allowed to wear a jersey of somebody younger than you.
Oh,
right?
I was going to wear my TJ Watt jersey today, but it's at the dry cleaners. But I was going to wear also because he's younger than me, but also because, I mean, why is he not Defensive Player of the Year? Why are we coming up with crazy stats to show? I mean,
I honestly think it was. I don't know. I thought Myles Garrett was terrific. I thought Max
He's a
Crosby
wonderful
was
player.
terrific.
Yeah, sure, they're wonderful
I
players.
said that into this microphone, and some got very, very upset with me for saying something like that.
I don't know. I mean,
And so, but I do believe it's kind of fatigue where it's just like, okay, you won it. Let's give it to somebody who's never won it. I believe that there's a faction like that, which is
okay.
not fair. I'm not going to lie.
No, I mean,
Not gonna
I would give it to somebody who had a bunch of sacks in his last 7 games of the season. You know, quantifiable
This guy.
numbers.
This is a Steeler
I would
guy
go with
right
that.
here.
I
I
mean,
love
look, I'm just a numbers guy. I'm just a scholar. I'm coming at it from a scholar's angle.
Who do you want being the quarterback of your team?
Who do I want to? Boy, I mean, you know, I really like what Mason Rudolph did towards the end of the season. He made it click. So I'd like to see him back. You know, I wonder if we aren't in one of those spots, kind of like we were in the late '90s, where you know, the guy that we're going to draft is going to be a high draft pick.
Are you calling? Wait a minute. Are you calling Kenny Pickett your Bubby Brister? Is that what you're saying? Right
I
now?
mean, I hope that it's Kenny, and I hope that he can rebound this year. I hope that with a new offensive coordinator, things are going to click. I think that was the issue with bringing back the offensive coordinator last year, is that we didn't get a really great look at Kenny with a great OC.
I think Arthur Smith was a genius hire.
I hope so. Yeah, I think so.
I don't think there's any hope. I think he is exactly what the doctor ordered, which is somebody not from the organization.
Yes.
Somebody who has done it before, someone who has a track record, and somebody who has a track record of coordinating an offense that doesn't look, in many ways, appreciably different from what the Titans did. And I understand people are like, that's not very dynamic. But when you got a bruising running back and a quarterback who can run it and throw it, you put somebody like I don't. Did the Arthur Smith? I guess A.J. Brown would be Pickens would be the A.J. Brown of this offense. I mean, if you want to continue the analogy here. So,
well, I would listen.
And A.J. Brown was fantastic.
And Jalen Warren is
awesome.
He's a number one running back.
I was wondering where the hell the points are. It's not because it wasn't the talent that was put out on the field.
No, but I think it was just a predictable offense. I think it was a predictable offense. We could all call it from the couch what was going to happen. You know, I mean, and we talked about it before. I think a lot of the issue with the team over the past decade or so is the lack of head coaching candidates or potential head coaching candidates as coordinators. There's no coaching tree. So, you know, I just think take the burden off of you. You know, we did really well when we had Dick LeBeau. You know, you talk about Bruce Arians, Ken Wisenhunt. You know, you've got guys in there who are potential head coaching candidates somewhere else. Yeah.
Well, Ben Roethlisberger was also the through line, too, and that guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? So you had the quarterback right. You nailed it when you took the kid out of Miami of Ohio in 2004. You know, like that was it. Stuck the landing on that one.
But even on defense as well. I mean, teams have won Super Bowls that didn't necessarily have a Hall of Fame quarterback on the strength of a strong defense. And again, I just I like the hire of Arthur Smith. I like that, and
me too.
You know, I think that's pointing up.
What is that logo on your shirt? What is that?
Oh, this is that's like a Japanese streetwear brand I really like called Mastermind.
Okay,
and you know, it's in Steeler colors.
That's it. Is that what it is? Because the TJ Watt was in the shop and
So had to wear something black and yellow.
Seriously, how? So the Steelers jerseys you own or who? What do you have?
Oh boy, I mean, present. I've got TJ home block number away. I've got Najee. I've got who else do I have? I've got Franco. I wear Troy a lot, even though he's younger than me. I wear a Troy jersey, and then I have like Antonio Brown Bumblebee jerseys. Like I have AB's first Pro Bowl jersey that he signed for me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I have lots of signed jerseys by lots of the guys.
The Bumblebee jerseys. I was never into that.
I love the Bumblebees. I love them.
I never was into that.
Do you like the Bumblebees or no?
I mean, they're kind of
no.
They're straight.
I know.
Yeah, but you used to wear those at the Foot Locker.
Yeah, but those were vertical stripes as opposed to horizontal. There's difference, you know.
Horizontal makes you look more jacked.
Horizontal, not slimming.
No, see, I'm
not
slimming.
No, Joe, I'm chubby. Horizontal makes me look chubbier.
Did you ever buy shoes from this man?
From him?
Yeah.
No.
You know, I used to be in the Foot Locker downtown on Fifth Avenue.
Downtown.
Fifth Avenue and
not over at Ross Park Mall and that.
Never made because I lived on the Mount and I didn't have a car, so I didn't want to take a bus out to Ross Park.
You didn't ever go up to Redbeard's?
Oh, Redbeard's is where I made my decision to move out here. I was at Redbeard's having quarter wings on a Monday.
You ever get down to Donzi's on Ladies' Night?
Come on, down there for 25.
Oh man, just got my eye rock off.
I don't understand anything.
CJ
This
Barney's.
is way worse than the New England accent.
Back here on the Rich Eisen Show radio.
Yeah, Zelda's quarter draft night.
Come on,
Pittsburgh guys.
I walked in there with $3 and walked out toasty.
In quarters.
Do you consider Pittsburgh an East Coast city?
No.
Okay.
And it's not Midwest either.
So
it's its own bubble. It just is. It's in between. It's not. People in Pittsburgh aren't. What's the word I'm looking for? Edgy the way that Philadelphia people are.
Okay.
Or New York people or Boston people. It's different. That Eastern Seaboard is different. Pittsburgh's, when you meet someone there, they genuinely want to be your friend. They're nice people, which I think
I'm
is
from
more.
New York. I wanted to be your friend when we first met. Come on now.
Right, but they're outliers. They're outliers. You know, Pittsburgh, I think it's more Midwest in the people's attitude.
Yes. Than it is East Coast.
But it's not Midwest. Like it's not. I didn't grow up listening to country. You know, it wasn't that kind. But if you go, I think, a little further into Ohio, you get into country territory.
So you're Rust Belt. That's what you're saying. Is that what you're
Rust
calling?
Belt, former Rust Belt. Detroit is similar. Cleveland is similar. I think Pittsburgh also has like an artistic flair to it, which I think kind of lends itself. Nice universities, good museums. You know, lends itself to like what East Coast would be, but. You know, it's good old-fashioned Midwestern horse sense. You know, that's the blue-collar attitude.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring up what your Pens did for Yager over the weekend. I think we got some photographs of that. There you go.
That's pretty cool.
Look at the Yager lids they're wearing.
The mullet wigs. I love it. Yeah, Yager. That was when I was in high school. Was the Yager Lemieux days. Yager was dating this girl in the next town over, Upper St. Clair. So I remember that. That was big news.
It was big news.
Oh, yeah. Yager, this guy comes to town, and now he's dating this high school girl in the next school over. Picking her up in his IROC.
Joe, you remember when Yager used to do the weather on DVE? It was like Yager, weather. And
but that's kind of genius. That's
say
genius.
the weather. He's like, it's raining. And that would be the Yager weather report.
I will never forget when I first started at ESPN in 1996, and a friend of mine took me to a Hartford Whaler game. And I'll never forget just being stunned that the arena was in the mall. So you go in the mall.
Amazing.
And that was a nickname for it, the mall. Like you'd go in the mall, and instead of walking through the doors, and it would be a movie theater or some, a Sharper Image or
Chess King,
food court, Chess King, good one. Yes, it would be. You'd walk through, and there's the hockey arena, and they took on the Penguins that night. Yager and Lemieux, I think, both hat tricked. I think the final was like 8-0.
Crazy.
They were. Yeah, unbelievable.
They were amazing. Well, and anybody who ever had, NHL video hockey knows that the 93 team was the best team out of all those teams, and that was the one that didn't win the championship. 91, 92. Yeah, no, those were great. Those were great days. Yeah, great days.
Yeah. Yager was the bomb.
Yeah, I wish I wish we had him back. I wish he'd come back and play this season.
He can give you some shifts. Isn't he still? Sure. Isn't he still playing? Somewhere on planet Earth?
He's playing in like a Russian league or something.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's still playing.
Okay.
I would have loved to have seen him come back.
Deal or No Deal Island premieres next Monday, 9:30 Eastern on NBC. You are the host, Joe Manganiello. Everybody should check it out. If you don't see it on NBC, it's available the next day on Peacock, which you can stream right here on our Roku portal. Also, you're never too old to wear Jordans or any kick-ass shoes like the ones that you don't call them sneakers, right? You don't do that. They're shoes.
No, yeah.
Okay.
We used to call them tennis shoes when you were younger.
I'm see that
tennis shoes. Soda
that's
pop.
That's a Midwest thing. You say you're not Midwest, but that's Midwest. That's total Midwest. Soda pop, Jimmy's, tennis shoes. Like I call it soda.
Tennis shoes. You call it a rubber band or a gum band?
A rubber band. You call it a gum band.
Pittsburgh also says when you go to the laundromat, you wash your clothes.
Yeah, I know that. I'm wearing them.
George Washington.
And do not tell Joe that he cannot wear a jersey of somebody younger than him. Although I would have guessed that you were younger than Troy Polamalu. Again,
you'd think.
You don't age.
No,
you don't age. You're frozen in time, sir.
Try to take care of myself.
Is that a spell that you put on me? Is that what it is? Is that one of those spells?
Are you going to come to Gold's Gym with me?
When?
Whenever.
Okay, sure.
It's on your way home.
Yeah, sure. No, actually, it's not. But is it?
You're in the opposite direction.
Not really on your way home.
No, God, no.
Not really on your way
home. No, but I'm going to
go.
Sure.
Yeah,
why not?
Kind of.
How long would I last working out with you? 5 minutes?
Come on over. No.
10 minutes? Okay.
It's going to be great.
We'll do it.
Yeah,
I'm feeling good about myself these days.
Mike O'Hearn are down there just going nuts.
I do. I live with Mike. I hang out with Mike. Yeah.
Oh my God. Finishing up the show with Joe Manganiello and Bubbles. Hey, Bubbles. So now, Bubbles the Chihuahua. Bubbles does not like it when anybody approaches you, right?
There's one other person that Bubbles likes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that.
Okay. Well, that person isn't TJ.
Definitely not. Who's growling at TJ during the last segment?
RJ Herrera, who was fixing the camera to get the 2-shot during the commercial break, got an earful. RJ, would you mind approaching the camera one more time and see?
That's amazing.
Yep, then RJ just went away. Hold on a minute. Let's see if this is just an outlier, to use your word. Come on back, RJ.
Let me see if I walk by.
Hold on a minute. Okay, TJ's getting up.
It was growling when you were taking pictures earlier.
Hold on a minute. So right now, we're good. Hold on, let's see. Come on around. TJ's walking around. Yep, there you go.
Do you remember the SNL skit, Do Not Taunt Happy Fun
Happy
Ball?
Fun Ball?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
Happy
That's
Fun
Happy
Ball?
Fun Ball.
Do not taunt Happy Fun Balls.
Yeah.
One of the best
Do not
Phil
make eye
Hartman
contact.
voiceovers.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's good to see Bubbles is as happy as ever.
She likes this Roku pillow.
She may have it. That'll wrap it up. Good to see you, Joe and Bubbles.
Thanks, Rich.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.